That book which oppresses you must be burned, or you will incur the most serious displeasure.
I repeat, I will not burn the book.
Travis Wayne Goodsall. So the YouTube Mormon employee is working the shift right now and has again resumed cyber terrorizing me. So my Trump ICE 2025 video is delayed until he lets me go. He is holding me hostage, refusing to allow me to watch the news on YouTube. And until he lets me go, I can't do the Trump ICE 2025 video for you. Mormons are the most evil people on the face of the earth. And they prove it simply by telling them that. When you're told that you're a bad person, that you're doing wrong, if you were truly innocent, you'd be genuinely shocked. Not shocked because you got caught. There is a different response for innocent people versus guilty people. Because the guilty prove that they are the enemy by further attacking, as the Mormon employee is doing this morning. And it's a Mormon employee because nobody else gets this kind of treatment. I am the anomaly. See, because doing videos about the church, about Joseph Smith, about the Book of Mormon, nobody gives a damn about it. I mean, seriously. It is Mormons that are defensive. It's Mormons who are offended. And they shouldn't be. Mormons should be out on the forefront saying how true the church is without having to lie. They shouldn't have to defend the lie. They shouldn't have to threaten other people to accept the lie. And yet that's what it is. Yesterday I did the prerequisite video playlist video about how Joseph Smith is Jewish, the Jewish Christ. Nobody cares. Mormons don't care. Mormons continue to debase and insult and shame Joseph Smith by calling him Christian. They all know the first vision. And yet, they still call themselves Christian, that Joseph Smith was a Christian, that Joseph Smith's vision was literal history, seeing Jesus. And when you call out a Mormon on this and say, where does Joseph Smith say that the personage is Jesus? He doesn't call him Jesus. There's a different interpretation imposing Christianity versus imposing Judaism. Complete night and day difference. I mean, it means Joseph Smith is our Jewish Christ. That's how different it is. This is racist bigotry against the founder. This is racist bigotry of extremist hatred towards the keystone scripture of the Book of Mormon. Because ex-foes, they leave the church and they're still carrying that hate, that abuse towards Joseph, towards the Book of Mormon. Ex-foes spread the word to Nevermos that Joseph Smith was guilty of everything that Brigham Young framed him for. They know about Mark Hoffman forging documents. They know that the church keeps lying about church history. And yet, because of their being Mormon, it does not click in their brain. They take Joseph down with Brigham and this church. They're incapable of seeing how Joseph Smith was victimized, murdered by the extremist, white supremacist, Christian nationalist hatred of Brigham Young and his Danites. That infused with inbreeding all these years into the DNA of Mormons. And you literally have to have intelligence to pull out of it, to see the abuse that this church does to their members, to understand why this Mormon employee can't just leave me alone. Because if the church wasn't doing anything wrong, I'd have nothing to do a video on. I'd just be doing videos about how the Book of Mormon is true as Jewish, as Joseph Smith, as Jewish. But because Mormons insist that it's Christian, the conflict arises, and they attack, and they will never let go. It's real simple. The text itself says Jewish. And Mormons threaten me to deny this truth. Mormons are the worst of human nature. They are the enemy. And so, yeah, I understand that it's conference time, and I have a history of getting lots and lots and lots of views for conference weekend. The Mormon employee knows this. And this timing, sure enough, he's making sure to hurt me before conference. That's why he's trying to rig the algorithms to hurt me, to silence me, to deny me free speech, to deny Joseph Smith in the Book of Mormon as Jewish, so that the people of the world, Mormons, ex-foes, cannot be saved. Because there's a threat by this church. And I exposed it. They tried to assassinate Trump. They failed. They're still trying to assassinate Trump. They set him up. They have him doing what he's doing. They, the church. I've done the research. I've made the connections. That's why I'm under attack. Expo Nevermos, who do videos on the church, they don't get attacked. They don't know anything. And so they get left alone. And they get tens and hundreds of thousands of views. Even Alyssa Grenfell will get millions. Because they don't know anything. They're wrong. Jewish, remember? You think Joseph is Christian still. And yet they'll still get mad at me too. Everybody gets offended because their spiritual witness feeling beliefs of faith promotion or doubt promotion are wrong. And they don't like being wrong. And yet nobody wants to care to know what the truth is. They push their opinions as the one true opinion. And so, yes, I've seen the cyber terrorism of this Mormon employee. And I've been telling you about it. The using clips as copyright violation claims. To trigger the algorithms to punish me, to lower my views. To alter the algorithms of YouTube, to screw up how the management page is run. I even caught him refusing to count my view and my thumbs up. All designed to attack, to cyber terrorize. YouTube never punishes this person. They keep him employed. YouTube now is complicit in this cyber terrorist attack of racist bigotry. It's an established fact. The government is compromised. They're in on the coup of Trump. Trump is being cooed. He's being set up and framed. And the people working for him are sabotaging him. See, regardless of my personal opinions of Trump, to be used as a puppet for the enemy and not realize it, that's a level of evil by this church. Nobody should be framed and blamed by this church. Despite how horrible of a human being they may be. Because if you were to ask Trump if he's okay with being set up to be assassinated, I'm pretty sure he would say he's not happy with that and would want to use his position as president to make sure that those people got punished. You know, I do not see Trump as suicidal. I don't see the guy as suicidal. So, I mean, yeah, I know exactly how to panic the YouTube employee. But I'm not doing videos to become popular. I'm not doing videos to get views. I do videos to save human life. And the best way to save human life is to tell you the truth and hope that you believe it, that you will run the test yourself to find out that it is the truth. It's right there in the Bible. If you're not a Mormon, you've had it in the Bible. Matthew chapter 7. That's how you learn what the truth is. That is science. They use agronomy as the example on how to run the scientific test to find out if a person is lying to you or not. Consequences. All beliefs have consequences. The Mormon YouTube employee has a false belief, which has led to criminal consequences. He's committing crimes based on his false belief. And he refuses to let go. And so such persons have to be punished for their crimes. Cyber terrorism with aggravated racist bigotry will be the only way to stop him. But then he'll claim to be the victim while he sits and rots in prison. Because he refuses to acknowledge that he is doing wrong, that his beliefs are wrong. You can read to him from the Book of Mormon, Jewish, and he'll deny it to your face, and he'll spit on you. This is the worst of human scum. This is Mormon. And Mormons have exclusive afterlife doctrine on this. It's called outer darkness for sons of perdition. See, Christians know about sons of perdition. It's like from Peter, isn't it? But they don't use it in their context for the afterlife. It's for earth. And Christians typically associate it with Armageddon, that the Antichrist is the son of perdition. And so Left Behind has told you how to believe what the son of perdition is. I did like the Nicolas Cage version. I don't think I've ever watched the originals. But no, Mormons, yeah, there are 3 levels of human behavior, with the 4th being the worst. And so you guys know about that. When you complain about Lucifer being Jesus' brother, because you don't give a damn about the religions that Constantine replaced. That's where it all comes from, guys. That shows how you too have been led astray by your religion of Christianity to do exactly what Mormons do. I just hope it's not too much to the extreme. But yeah, there are the evangelical extremists, the white supremacist Christian nationalists, the KKK, and other Christian frauds. Because you too know your Bible. You know you're not supposed to act like that. You're not supposed to treat mankind like that. You know Jesus didn't go around murdering people who didn't believe him. But you don't care. But yeah, for these prophets to threaten even Mormon lives, and Mormons to just say, yay, I'm gonna die for Jesus. It is so sad that it's scary. To see a person so abused by their religion, and to witness them still claim it's true. That's a horror movie beyond, you know. Children of the Corn probably is the closest. Hey, there's our thumbnail picture. Why can't you stop the abuse, Mormons? Why do you hate Joseph so much? Why do you hate the Book of Mormon so much? When a church here in Utah got graffitied with inverted pentagrams, the bishop was interviewed, claiming that he didn't understand why. Every Mormon knows why. Again, they live in denial. Even the second X, we got sealed in room number 13 of the Salt Lake Temple. We had our photos taken there at the doors that every couple does. And both the Relief Society president and her best friend took the photos, covered the whole door. I saw it. I didn't grow up in Utah. I was in Southern California for the most part. I just barely moved to Utah back in 1996. Yeah. Because it was February 97 when I decided for Paleo Hebrew. And that's when she said, that's it, I'm out. My kids will not learn Hebrew. Whatever. But yeah, that's Mormons for you. Joseph Smith talks about Hebrew. The Book of Mormon talks about Hebrew. And here, my wife leaves me. steals the kids, steals my research, steals my property, except for my clothes, and abandons the marriage, flees the country, and the church and my family and her family all support her. I'm the one who's the bad guy because I deciphered the Paleo-Hebrew. I'm not allowed to. Only the president of the church, who's the false prophet. But Mormons don't care. If you find an apologist who talks about the inverted pentagram, they lie to you. They try to claim that it wasn't associated with Lucifer until the 1950s. Blatantly ignoring the obvious historical documents. But that's what they have to do to defend their position. Mormons are the enemy. And it's blatantly obvious they're the enemy. They can't escape it. And Hollywood is throwing it in their faces. You know, I just saw the other day Charles Bronson's Messenger of Death about Mormons. And it shows, even though they were innocent, that they are violent. The enemy of the show got the two warring brothers to fight each other, to kill each other off. Because that's how evil Brigham Young taught Mormons to be. And so even though the sermon that you hear the prophet speaking, the one brother, is completely wrong from even a fundamentalist standpoint, this is how the world perceives them. And the world was still trying to be nice to them. And so nowadays we got upgraded versions of Mark Hoffman, the Mormon murders, and there's even a new one coming out about the 8 passengers woman. Hulu or Netflix, whoever, are doing it on her now. I hope they enforce that it was Jody Hildebrandt, who's a psychologist, educated at BYU, because of yesterday's church news video I did. All of it is psychologically driven in this church. It's all about symptom management, to use Jesus as the cover, to heal. That's not the cause. Real doctors go to the cause. Otherwise, they're violating their Hippocratic oath. And so there's nothing I can do to defend myself. I am at this Mormon's mercy. And he doesn't give a damn. He's never letting me go. It's a cyclical abuse. For years, he's been doing this. And I know there are people who know who he is, because he will brag about it. Yeah, I work for YouTube. I make sure that the Antichrists get punished. And then Mormons go, yeah, you're a hero. They reinforce it. But it's sad, because the abuses are crimes of this church. They are literally holding Mormons hostage in bondage. And that's why Mormons do it to others. That's what they know. That's what they believe is true. Church is holding me hostage, and so I feel so free, I'm going to hold others hostage to let them know how free they can be if they just stop it. Leave us alone to hurt people. Mormons are warped. This is beyond a cult group, guys. Those of you who are using the bite model, Exmo-Lex, which was created by a psychologist who does that to their clients. And that's why they don't give you the bigger picture of the bite model. There's more to the bite model than the psychologist will let you know, because he's guilty of it. But yeah, I mean, sexual abuse by this church, I can't fathom why Mormons don't recognize this sexual abuse. Why Mormons are incapable of connecting the laws of the land with the violations of the church. And for them to threaten me to deny this? You seriously think? Really? See, they keep punishing me, expecting me to change and submit, like others have done. And all these years, I have never submitted. I've never caved to deny the truth, to choose to be evil with Mormons. And so this is where I'm scared that I will never get to Zion, because there's not enough Mormons righteous to go to Zion. The only way Mormons will wake up is to take the church from them by force. And it can't be by a human. It has to be in a manner in which it destroys their belief system, so that they are concerned that it may have been God who smote down the church. That is the only way to wake up a Mormon. And that's what Albert Pike had designed. That's what this church is designed. They are going to do it to you Mormons. That's why you are so evil. You are going to do it. You are going to destroy this church with your evil based on your false beliefs. And you will fall to the ground weeping of how evil you became, that you destroyed the church. And I have seen it to a lesser degree in Mormon apologists who think they've found something cool in the Book of Mormon that proves it's all true, not Jewish. And an ex-foe will point out, oh, cool, thanks, you exposed another plagiarism in the Book of Mormon. See, I don't think anybody understands that for Lucifer to be in the Isaiah text of the Book of Mormon exposes that the Book of Mormon cannot be literal history. It is specifically written by Joseph Smith Sr., who had to rewrite the 116 pages, who purposely put that in there. He knows about the Septuagint because of the other passage of Isaiah that he uses that is not in the King James. He knows. He knew what he was doing. But it's sad that nobody knows that, because nobody wants to learn the truth. There's lots of other bombshells that I've been going over with you. The Mormon won't let me go. I literally should be having hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of views because of my unique coverage. I am well known worldwide for my Paleo-Hebrew decipherment. I could have made that my life thanks to Amazon. But I chose not to when I found out about the solar eclipse in 2017, because I knew what that meant. And I knew that I was the only one on earth who knew what it meant. And I knew that I had the responsibility to inform you. And for this, Mormons want me dead. This Mormon, he wants me dead. But all he can do is cyber terrorize me to defend this church. So, I don't know when I'll be able to get to the Trump Ice video, when he'll let me go. He is taking away my agency. All Mormons know what that means. He is working for Lucifer. He worships Satan. That's what it means. Because for Mormons, Lucifer takes away agency, takes away life, liberty, and property. That's why Jesus inspired the Constitution, because of the amendment saying life, liberty, property. And I tell people that, and they're like, huh? They've never even read the Constitution. Dear God. So, today is the conjunction of the moon with Mars in Gemini. Nelson is Mars. So we'll see what happens with Nelson today. But, you know, that's pretty much it.